Everybody, it has been a minute. I have not vlogged in a little while. It's been a little while, but I am back. Today we are flying to the US to go visit family and stuff. So yeah, welcome back. So I have packed most of my stuff. I have my carry-on here, and then I have my backpack here, which mostly has meds and stuff in it. And then all of our checked luggage, which is the one that they take down to the hold and stuff, that is already in the car and ready to go. I am taking the wheelchair because I often need, like, the airports are just big in general, so yeah, and I'm gonna put my AFOs on, and oh yeah, I also have to take my meds for the day, so I'm gonna do that now. So these can hopefully help me feel as good as I can for the trip. So usually I use that flat container with compartments for every day of the week. You'll see me like do all the sorting in this vlog right here, but that one is already packed, and I've decided that for today I'm just going to use this. It'll be much easier. I've taken my medicine. I don't know how that's going to work for because we're traveling over the ocean, so we're going to be changing time zones, but we're over in Africa, so traveling to the United States, we're going to be sort of going backwards in time, if that makes sense. So not like literally, but yeah, theoretically. So I'm not sure, it'll still be the same amount of time, and my body still would like to take the medicine. My body would still need it again, but I'm not sure like how that's all going to work. But I think I will just sort of time it and try my best to get it about right and slowly try and switch my body over time zones. And my sister NJ is here. Say hi. Hey vlog. Yeah. So those of you who are here a lot of the time, you probably know that I do a lot of treatments for, like, I have a lot of problems with my skin. Like, it often flares up and stuff because it's very sensitive to certain things. And you might know, like, in the what's in my medical emergency kit right here, this vlog, you might know that like I have stuff that I do to help control it, and if it flares up, I have medication and stuff that I can use. Usually I do like, I don't know, daily treatments just to keep it under control. And yeah, the lights just went off, but that's okay. Daily treatments to keep it under control. So I tried to sort of do the treatments before we left so that when we get there I can do them again, but you know what I mean? Like, I tried to line up that schedule to accommodate our travels. I have Striker here. I'm gonna miss this dude. Yes. You're so funny. I'm gonna miss him. But it's only 2 months, it's okay. Yeah, so I am slowly getting ready. I'm surviving. I'm getting there. I'm really excited, and I have high hopes for this trip, actually. And yeah. This one decided to promptly steal my lap, which, I'm busy, so not the best, but I'm spending quality time with my kitty. Yes. I love you. I love him so much. For future reference, I have tics, so sometimes like I say things or do movements that I don't intend, but we actually name my ticks Taffy as like another person. So if you ever hear us referencing Taffy, that's what we're talking about. Just thought I'd make that clear. Notice whenever I'm vlogging, my hand is always like going like this, like either here or up here or like whatever. It's really weird, but I guess it's just me being me. Oh. How are you? You're sitting on my gloves. Thank you. I've got my gloves. These are actually, they were like mittens, but I cut the fingers off of them to make them gloves, which I guess gloves can also have fingers on them, but like I cut them off to make them more for my wheelchair, so they like help with my hands because my hands sometimes hurt and stuff, so they help with pressure and stuff. Whoop, I dropped one on Striker's tail. Okay, so sometimes like they help with deep pressure and stuff, but most of the time they just help when I'm like when I'm holding my wheelchair rims. They give me more leverage, and they also help with the friction when I'm using the brakes. So I've got the tag that I'm going to put on the wheelchair to like if it gets lost or something, to help them find it, because they do have to take the wheelchair down to the hold when we are in air. I just need to stop closing my carry-on because I keep opening again to put in more stuff. I'm sure you guys can relate, but if you travel, but like it's just I need to remember not to stop closing it because I keep it's annoying. Anyways, I am stressed, very stressed, because there's a lot that needs to happen in order to get all of us to the US safely and as calmly as possible. Okay, I've got this. Losing stuff. Like, I couldn't find my gloves a second ago. Like, okay, I'm putting something in my carry-on. Okay, so like it's really weird because I keep losing stuff. I couldn't find my gloves a second ago, and then I realized I had put them on my shelf. So I don't know. Now I am just going to finalize packing, and I know that's probably pretty boring, so I'm just going to cut to the airport. See ya. Made it to the airport. Oh, I forgot to do an outfit check, so I'm just wearing black and my AFOs, of course, and a pink jacket, and I'm going to get my wheelchair now. Okay, so we're in the airport. We made it through the first, just check-in layer of security when we first entered. Hi. And now we are getting one of our boxes wrapped, like in plastic wrap, just to help it get through better. So yeah, we're just waiting for that, and then we will head to, I think it's a COVID-19 check, I'm not sure, but we'll head there. So they finished wrapping the piece of luggage in plastic. Now we are waiting in line to get tags on, or we're getting tags on all of our luggage so that it actually makes it to the US and it doesn't go anywhere else. So they're putting tags on all the luggage now, and then we will continue on to security, and I'm not sure how security is gonna go. Sorry if you can't hear me, it's really loud and I don't want to like make it obvious that I'm filming because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be, but anyways, it's okay. Yeah, then we're going to go through security, and I will probably not film there, but it's okay. I'll update you when we get through. I put the plastic wrap on it to protect it, I think. Airplane, I'm pretty sure. Finally getting the luggage tags. I'm leaning on my carry-on just because someone put it on my lap because we don't have enough hands to pull all the luggage. But hopefully, once they check all the luggage through, then we will be able to, I won't have to have it on my lap anymore, but we are finally almost done. They printed the tags, they are putting them on the bags right now and sending them off to the plane. And next is security, which is always a nightmare, but I think I hope it'll be okay. Made it to security. It was easy. I do have liquid medicine, so I just showed it to them and was like, hey, I need this. So yeah, I just put that with everything else. It was actually pretty simple. Okay, so they're going to get a wheelchair, like a lift. I think they call it a lift here, but it's like a wheelchair van, and they're going to put me in there, and then I have my brother here with me, and then they're going to take us to the plane that way because yeah, I don't think they can't get me onto the bus, so we will do it that way. And yeah, so we're just waiting for the wheelchair lift. We are on board, waiting for the rest of the family, and then we will take off. It was actually pretty easy. They just let me walk on board and I just leaned on him. I'm talking quiet because it's really quiet in here and there are a lot of people, so I don't want to disturb anyone. The flight. Now we are headed to the airport on the disability train truck thing. We are finally on the flight across the Atlantic. That was awful. Let me just say, it was awful. They rushed us through security. They were yelling. I had to take my leg braces off, my AFOs off. They're not supposed to make me do that, so that was, I think, a complete violation of the disability rights stuff or whatever. They have no idea what my wheelchair is. I don't know. Hopefully it all makes it, I don't know. This is gonna be a 14-hour flight, so I'll check in with you guys in a few hours, I guess. I don't know even how long we are into the flight. I think it's been a few hours, but I am feeling absolutely awful. My body's being really weird, so I'm gonna take some of my emergency meds because I can't handle this right now. I've almost flown a day here, so it feels long because I had dinner on this plane. I slept through an entire night. Well, I didn't sleep through the entire night because I can't do that on a plane, but I slept intermittently throughout the entire night, which was really good for me. And then I, of course, woke up and they served muffins for breakfast. And I still have my water as well, but I haven't eaten that yet because, you know, me and my stomach, I have issues sometimes. I am on a lot of meds right now. I took mostly my emergency ones, and then I have to take my daily medicine.
that I take every day, but I will take that soon. I'll probably take it after we take off from Dublin, because that'll be sort of midday when I usually take them. So yep, I'm alive. We have been flying for 7 hours. We are at an altitude of 38,000 feet. So we are currently landing in Dublin. We just flew all the way from Ethiopia. So we flew over to Dublin, and then we still have to fly down across the Atlantic Ocean to our next stop, which is Washington, D.C. Washington Dulles. Sorry, my bad. So we still have to fly all the way to Washington Dulles after. We're just stopping over in Dublin. Landed in Dublin. Now we are just waiting for other passengers to board, and then we're going to take off again and fly to Dulles. When I think about it, I should probably be wearing a mask, because I don't want to get sick. Because when I get sick, my body is very sensitive, so for me getting sick, that's really bad. But my mask is in my bag. I don't feel like getting it. And let's be real, I think they filter the air, so I don't know. I probably should wear it still, though. That might be a good idea.
Washington.
So we are en route to Washington D.C., not Washington State. And yeah, that is our next stop. This next leg is 6 hours. So it was 8 hours for the first. It was 8 hours the first one. And yeah, so I don't know, 8 plus 6 would be 14. So yeah, it's a 14-hour flight in total. We just finished our layover in Dublin, and yeah, so I've got a sandwich here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna eat it or not. Yeah, and I've got some orange juice for vitamin C. I might take some more meds because I'm not doing well. I mostly take ibuprofen because that helps with the majority of my symptoms. And I also need to take my daily magnesium and vitamin supplements, which I take daily as much as possible. So I need to do that now. So I've got my magnesium. Well, no, okay, wait. So this is my magnesium. This is my vitamin supplement. These two I take every day, all the time. And then these are ibuprofen capsules that come individually wrapped, which is good. Usually I take the ones I take the ones that are like come in bulk, you know. But these ones thankfully were individually wrapped, and I use them for travel and stuff. So I'm not sure, like, I'm supposed to show wrapping or whatever, but okay. So yeah, I'm gonna take these now. So a lot of you may remember the last travel vlog that I did, this one. During that point in during that point of my illness, I wasn't able to eat food very well, and I wasn't able to. Oh wait, I just dropped the meds. Okay, I wasn't able to my stomach was very sensitive, so I also had like swallowing issues, so I was really struggling then, and I had to take the liquid form of all my meds. Thankfully it's a lot better now. I have been able to eat more, and yeah, so if you're wondering, that's why it's different than it was last time. Morning, I took a very long nap. I don't even know, just a second, I don't even know what time it is now. Wait, I can check on the flight map. So the local time is 7:27 a.m. and we've been in flight for 5 hours. Yeah. And we are, if you go over the maps, you will see that we are almost in Washington, D.C. We've luggage is not checked all the way through, so in order to get through customs, we need to like take all of our luggage checked and everything with us. Hopefully that means I'll have my wheelchair with me. Anyways, so then we'll get through that, and then once we check the luggage again, it'll be so nice because we'll just be able to hop on the plane to our final destination. We're landing in Washington. Hi, so we made it through, we are waiting to board. We made it through security. Security was amazing. Yeah, I think that's the best security I've had in a while. But yeah, we are just going to wait for them to call boarding, and then we are on to our last flight before we arrive at my grandparents' house. I'm so excited. We made it on board, the final flight. We're flying United. Yes, I think this flight is like 3 hours, I think. We were the first ones on board. I got a tag for my wheelchair. I'm not going to show you anything else. Anyways, so I got the tag for my wheelchair so that when I get off the plane, they will have it waiting for me. So yes, security was awesome. As I said, I'll explain more later at the end of the vlog, but it was the best security ever. And yeah, we've made it on board. I'm happy to be going home. We made it, guys. I know I didn't vlog in the airport. I'm sorry. We were just really rushing. We made it. Now I could just sit down and take a deep breath. That was a very interesting trip. The worst part I think was in Addis, which was where the security was just awful, and everything. And I said I would talk about it now. I said at the end of the vlog, which is now. So yeah, it was just they were yelling because we had a really short connection. So our connecting flight was like leaving almost immediately after the other one had landed. So we only had about an hour in between, which seems like a lot of time, but it's not to get through an airport and whatever, especially with a wheelchair. So I said I'm gonna need my wheelchair, like my wheelchair, at the door. They didn't bring it to the plane door, so I ended up having to go with another wheelchair, which wasn't mine. And so then they were screaming at us, they were yelling at us. I was trying to help by like pushing myself, right? And they yelled at me and said, you can't push yourself. I was like, what? So that was really confusing. And then
I have AFOs, or ankle foot orthoses, and those are the braces on my legs, and they made me take those off for security. That is, first, a violation of rights. Someone shouldn't have to take their braces off. They sort of forced me to, though, so that was very annoying. So yeah, that was awful. But after that, we finally got onto the second flight, which was the 14-hour one, and I was not sure if my wheelchair had made it onto that flight. I was just not sure. I was just so confused. But it actually turns out that it made it, but they broke it. We were having a really hard time folding it back up again after on the other flights. I know I didn't mention anything about this when we were like in the other airports, but that's only because I didn't know. I knew that there was trouble. I just couldn't figure out what was wrong. I will show you the damage in just a second, but the piece, the damage is right here, but the piece that helps it fold up and like keeps the frame steady and like helps the left wheel, it was on the left. If you're sitting in the wheelchair, it was on the left side. If you're looking at it, it's on the right side. But that piece right there that keeps the frame steady and whatnot, was snapped off. It was just sort of dangling there, and the welding had been like snapped, right? As you see in the footage. But it's just like, why? Like I was so afraid that was going to happen, because so many people have told me that their mobility aids just get broken in airports. And now I understand their frustration. You are essentially breaking our legs. Like, it's not okay. You need to really try, like, do better. Anyways, I'm just glad it made it. And I think Washington Dulles, was the best airport so far. Yeah, it was really great. I was saying Washington Dulles was the best, I think, by far. First of all, they were really calm. They weren't like rushing me or anything. During security, they were very, like, the lady that was helping me was so sweet. I didn't have to take my AFOs off. She really helped me calm down. There was another lady that was training, and they did the pat down. The pat downs are pretty simple. They just pat you down carefully. She was so careful and sweet about it. She was really nice. And yeah, I am just so glad, because that really redeemed my faith in humanity at that point. But yeah, that was pretty okay. Yeah, other than a broken wheelchair and being traumatized by airport security in Addis, I'm talking about Addis in Ethiopia, if you don't know. I think the trip went pretty well. I am just so thankful. I am so glad. I am hoping to have a wonderful time with my grandparents and the rest of my family. And yeah, I think that's that for this vlog. I will hopefully be posting more. I'm not sure. I've just been really busy. I will try and upload. I think a lot of it has been my mental health has been really bad lately. I think I'll upload a video sometime talking about that and just sort of summing that up. I don't know. I'll get around to that someday, but yeah. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys just mean so much to me, so thank you for all the support. And yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day for this vlog, and with that, I am going to say goodbye, and thank you for joining me on this journey.